It's the checkpoint!
Oh, didn't see you there. Well, hey, Sofabits. Welcome to The Checkpoint, our very first inaugural edition of our new show. Basically, the whole point of what we're going to be doing is just talking about things we've done in the past month, usually just games we beat, and then also sprinkle in some gaming news. But also, more importantly, a little thing we've got going on. You want to tell more, Dylan?
Thank you, Jacob. Welcome to the competition of the year.
Wow!
Basically, we have a contest on who can beat however many games this year, who can beat the most, and the loser will die. You can see our progress on Twitter where we post stuff, and it'll pop up on screen now.
However, there are some handicaps. For instance, Dylan has school, so for each game that he beats, it counts as 2 completed. For Jacob, he has that work thing. For every game that he beats, it counts as 1.5. I don't get one because I do this.
Thank you, Nick. This is also a super totally not obvious foreshadowing in our end of the year wrap up. Anyways, Nick.
Okay. So I've beaten a few games so far. I'm off to a flyer in 2020. I've beaten Dishonored 2. I've beaten Super Hot. And the game I'm going to talk about, I beat Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair. It's an adorable little 2D platformer. It's kind of similar to Crash Bandicoot, sort of, maybe. It's got a chameleon. It's got a bat. They're both cute. They got a million puns. It's very charming. There's a bunch of secrets that aren't totally obvious within the levels. And in the overworld, which is just the space between levels, there's like a bunch of puzzles. Super awesome. Also, it's ridiculously hard. There's something called the Impossible Lair. You can do it at the very beginning of the game. And it's, let me tell you, it is challenging.
Nick, would you say it is almost impossible?
Some may say that. Some may say, but not I, because I beat it, and it was amazing. It felt beautiful. I gotta say, so those are all my, yay, this game is great. I will say the platforming itself felt a bit clunky because it wants you to use momentum. So, when you start running, you're, super slow, and then you use this little, dash to go faster and faster, and it wants you to try to go as fast as possible. But you'd have to stop in some points because you're like, oh god, it's a thing that's gonna kill me. So yeah, so if a standstill was slow, it felt weird. But I'm gonna give it a little Sofabits score as we do. I'm gonna give it 8 B puns out of 10. Also,
Whoa.
It's better than Crash Bandicoot.
Snap!
That's a really hot take. Real hot take, Nick.
Only takes 2020.
Only the spicy ones. All right, well, I'm going to talk about what I did this month. So, really, I beat one big game. I've been kind of on this little train where I'm just playing really big titles that I've never gotten around to playing and wanted to. So, I beat Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, which is definitely a little old, but it was recently ported onto the Switch, so that's why I played it on. I wanted to play it originally. Actually, I think it was Nick's recommendation. I'd seen advertisements for it when it first came out, and I was like, oh, that looks nice. That could be a fun little thing to play. But then I realized it was Studio Ghibli who did the art design, which love. And it's a JRPG, which is kind of one of my brands. So what I really liked about the game, of course, is the game design. The parts of the game where there was an actual cutscene and did the animation was super pretty. And it brought me and gave me all the... all the wonderful, Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, the whole fair, Kiki's Delivery Service, lest we not forget the classic. Give me that whole world back, and that was a lot of fun. There's also these really cute little off-brand Pokemon that I had to, catch and, convince to love me and battle with, so that was an interesting thing that I wasn't really expecting. And it also hit, which just made me so happy, it hit every single... JRPG trope you could hit possible. There was a lot of just believing and love Also, there was dead people and alive people. Also, dragons, Pokemon. So that was like overall, those were like the big highlights for me. It was just kind of a whimsical, fun game. However, I did have some issues. So the combat style with the little off-brand Pokemons was like very clunky. It was really hard, and you couldn't really assign the controls at all, like within the game, which made it kind of hard. So I was like struggling to hit all the buttons, and Nick saw me at like the final boss as I was playing it in his room and like losing my mind because I could not heal and keep myself alive. It was pretty rough. Also, there is just like so many different systems going on in the game that it's kind of just a lot. Like you have to feed them at certain points, and then there's an evolution tree, which is kind of cool, but a lot to learn and take in. So kind of initially there was a lot to learn about the game before you could actually get comfortable playing it and feel like you're really taking advantage of all the different systems the game has to offer. So anyways, that being said, I'm going to give it for this official Sofabits score, a 7 out of 10 off-brand Pokemon. Liked it, probably not going to play it again, but also looking forward to playing the sequel to it. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, so Dylan, what do you got for us for news?
Thank you, Jacob. Welcome back to Gaming News with Dildar. First up, delays? Did you know Cyberpunk 2077, Dying Light 2, Final Fantasy VII, and the new Avengers game have all been delayed? No! But, more importantly, for us three gamers, there was a possible new Sly Cooper 5 leak? What?
Yes!
Can't wait.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I played Thieves in Time. I've played actually every Sly Cooper game. Huge fan. I just wanted to... What?
It's alright.
You ruined the bit.
Oh, well.
The bit's ruined.
I was just going to say, I don't think I've actually ever beat one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever beaten one.
I beat them.
Well, damn.
That brings our score up to 20 games beaten for Dylan and none for Nick. But, guys, more importantly,
oh my God,
we have some incredible news.
Tell
I was perusing the internet, and by perusing I mean I was shown this article. But I wanted to tell you guys that our good friend Stephen Ritzschoffer from a very prominent game developer was in a interview with Lad Bible, was like, hey, I mean we made SSX tricky, and like I would be like really down if we like could like remake it, but I mean it's up to EA, but like just know that I'd be really down to remake SSX tricky.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying this year is all in the up and ups, but
It's all the
2020. It's all in the freaking up and ups.
I'm just gonna say it. I just pooped my pants a bit. I just soiled my undies slightly.
Soiled
with
it.
The thought of
Soiled it.
I just the new SSX3, as you've probably heard us lament on like over and over again, was like very like core to actually probably our main personality areas, like core developmental like game for us.
We were born on the slopes.
And like if we get a remake of any SSX game on a new console, oof.
Give me that Uber.
I'm talking like I don't even care. Like usually I'm the guy that kind of like waits for like reviews to come out before I buy a game to make sure it's worth it because of one bad experience with Transformers: Rise of the Fallen. But like I wouldn't even care. I'd just be like, buying it day one. Day one, I am in there buying that snowboard shredding game.
Transformers.
Hey guys, it wasn't worth it. I saw the reviews. It said 4 or 5 out of 10. I was like, nah, it can't be that bad.
5 out of 10?
It was. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the past here. I'm gonna give Transformers: Rise of the Fallen a 2.5 minicons out of a possible 10 Unicrons.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I think on that note, we're gonna save and sign off. We've been Sofabits, and you've been listening. See you at the next checkpoint.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Checkpoint.